Welcome to Beyond Vision Mindset. Have you ever found yourself wondering why someone who once engaged with you suddenly starts ignoring you? One moment, they're responsive, engaged, and present, and the next, it's as if you've become invisible. No explanations, no closure, just silence. It's an unsettling experience that can trigger a flood of emotions, confusion, frustration, and even self-doubt. You may start questioning yourself. Did I do something wrong? Did I offend them? Am I not worth their time anymore? But what if I told you that their silence has little to do with you and everything to do with them? What if this seemingly negative experience is actually an opportunity, an invitation to strengthen your emotional resilience and embrace a deeper level of self-mastery? The truth is, when people start ignoring you, they are revealing far more about their mindset, their values, and their struggles than they are about your worth. And once you understand this, you gain an incredible advantage. The ability to detach, remain unfazed, and navigate these situations with grace, confidence, and wisdom. In this video, we are going to break down the real reasons why people suddenly pull away. But we're not stopping there. More importantly, we'll be diving into Stoic philosophy, one of the most powerful schools of thought when it comes to emotional control and self-reliance. The ancient Stoics, including Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus, taught that our greatest power lies in mastering our own minds, rather than trying to control the actions of others. So instead of letting rejection or silence shake your confidence, you'll learn how to rise above it, preserve your peace, and walk away from situations that no longer serve you, with dignity and strength. If you've ever felt the sting of being ignored and struggled to make sense of it, this video is for you. By the end, you'll not only understand why people suddenly distance themselves but also how to respond in a way that reinforces your self-worth, rather than diminishing it. And before we begin, take a moment to support this channel by hitting the like button, leaving a comment with your thoughts, and subscribing to Beyond Vision Mindset for more insights on self-mastery and personal growth. Now, let's dive into the first reason why people suddenly start ignoring you. 1. People ignore you when their needs change. Human relationships are often transactional, whether we like to admit it or not. People connect with others based on shared interests, emotional support, or mutual benefit. When their priorities shift, so do their relationships. Someone who once valued your presence might now be focused on something else, whether it's a new career, a different social circle, or personal growth that no longer aligns with yours. This change in direction can make them withdraw, not because of anything you did wrong, but simply because their needs have evolved. Consider how often your own priorities have changed throughout life. At different stages, you may have valued deep friendships, then career advancement, then solitude for self-discovery. People who were once essential to your journey may have faded into the background, not because they weren't important, but because your focus shifted. The same applies to those who distance themselves from you. Their silence is not always a sign of rejection, it can be a reflection of where they are in life. Instead of taking it personally, understand that change is inevitable. The Stoics remind us that nothing is permanent, and trying to hold on to relationships that no longer serve a purpose only leads to suffering. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Accept the things to which fate binds you, and love the people with whom fate brings you together, but do so with all your heart." This means valuing people while they are present, but releasing them when it's time for them to go. Trying to force a connection that has run its course only creates unnecessary pain. True strength lies in letting people move on when they need to, without resentment or attachment. Additionally, when someone's needs change, their priorities change as well. If they no longer see your relationship as essential to their goals, they may naturally pull away. This is not a reflection of your worth but of their shifting focus. Maybe they're now prioritizing work, a romantic relationship, or a personal transformation that requires distance from the past connections. The best response is to accept their decision with grace. Seneca once said, "The whole future lies in uncertainty. Live immediately." Instead of dwelling on why they left, focus on the relationships that are still present, the opportunities that lie ahead, and your own personal growth. The key lesson here is this: people will come and go based on their changing needs, and that is completely natural. Instead of resisting this truth, embrace it. The people who truly belong in your life will remain aligned with your journey. Those who walk away are simply making space for better, more meaningful connections. A Stoic does not chase, beg, or demand attention. They acknowledge change, accept it with wisdom, and continue forward, stronger and freer than before. 2. They are dealing with their own struggles. When someone suddenly starts ignoring you, your first instinct might be to assume it has something to do with you. But in reality, people often withdraw because they are facing personal struggles that they aren't ready to share. Stress, anxiety, depression, or major life changes can cause them to shut down emotionally and retreat from social interactions. This isn't about you, it's about their inner battle. The Stoics teach us to look at situations objectively, without adding unnecessary suffering by assuming the worst. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You always own the option of having no opinion." This means that instead of jumping to conclusions, consider that their silence might be a reflection of their own pain, not a rejection of you. They may be going through family issues, career pressure, or an identity crisis that makes it difficult for them to maintain relationships. In these moments, the best thing you can do is allow them space. If they value your presence, they will return when they're ready. If they don't, then their absence is a lesson in itself. Sometimes, the universe is removing distractions from your path. We often hold on to relationships that no longer serve us, out of habit or fear of being alone. But not everyone is meant to stay in your life forever. When people disappear, it may be a sign that they were not meant to continue with you on your journey. This can be a painful realization, but it is also a necessary one. The more you resist these natural changes, the more you suffer. Instead, trust that their absence is creating space for something better, deeper connections, new opportunities, and personal growth. Seneca reminds us, we suffer more in imagination than in reality. When someone pulls away, we often create stories in our minds, assuming they are rejecting us or that we did something wrong. But the reality is much simpler. They are focused on their own struggles, and their withdrawal has nothing to do with our worth. The wise response is to let them go without bitterness. Wish them well, but do not chase. The universe is always guiding you toward what is best for your path, even when it doesn't seem like it. If someone's absence is making room for your growth, embrace it. A true Stoic understands that life is constantly changing, and the only thing within your control is how you respond. Instead of mourning the people who disappear, celebrate the ones who remain. Those who are meant to be in your life will never need to be forced to stay. 3. They were never truly your friend. One of the hardest truths to accept is that not everyone who enters your life has good intentions. Some people are there out of convenience, self-interest, or temporary benefit. When they suddenly start ignoring you, it can be a sign that they were never truly your friend to begin with. A real friend does not disappear without reason, nor do they treat you as disposable when they no longer need something from you. When someone's loyalty is conditional, it is only a matter of time before their true nature is revealed. This realization can be painful, but it is also liberating. The Stoics teach that we should not attach our happiness to external things, including people. Epictetus once said, "The key is to keep company only with people who uplift you, whose presence calls forth your best." If someone is capable of cutting you off without explanation, it is not a loss, it is a revelation. They were never truly aligned with you, and their departure is a gift in disguise. But sometimes, their silence is not just indifference, it is manipulation. People who are emotionally immature or controlling use silent treatment as a tool to gain power over you. By ignoring you, they seek to provoke a reaction, making you question yourself, feel insecure, or even chase after them for validation. This is a classic tactic of manipulators. They create confusion, make you doubt your worth, and then return when it benefits them, expecting you to accept them back without question. Recognizing this pattern is crucial because the moment you see it for what it is, you reclaim your power. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." Instead of wasting mental energy wondering why someone is ignoring you, ask yourself, does this person truly deserve my time and concern? If someone is willing to play mind games, they are not a friend. They are an obstacle to your peace. And when the universe removes such people from your life, it is not a punishment, it is protection. A Stoic does not beg for attention or chase after those who withdraw. Instead, they observe, they learn, and they move forward without attachment. The right people, those who genuinely respect and care for you, will never resort to manipulation. And the wrong ones, their silence is simply an exit sign, showing you the way to freedom. 4. They assume you won't notice or care. Some people disappear from your life because they assume you won't even notice, or that if you do, you won't care enough to confront them. This mindset often comes from a place of arrogance or indifference. They may believe that they were not significant enough in your life for their absence to matter. Or worse, they may think you are so passive that you will simply accept being ignored without question. The truth is, people who act this way often lack emotional maturity. They avoid difficult conversations, refuse to take responsibility for their actions, and quietly slip away because they think it's easier than dealing with potential discomfort. But their avoidance says more about them than it does about you. As the Stoics teach, we should not be disturbed by the actions of others, but rather observe them with clarity. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. If someone chooses to leave your life without a word, it is not your loss. It is their inability to communicate with honesty and integrity. At times, their silence is also a test. Some people pull away just to see how much you will fight for them. They assume that if you do not chase them, it means you never truly cared. But this is a flawed way of thinking. A Stoic does not engage in emotional games. If someone chooses to distance themselves, let them. Their decision is theirs to own, and your response should be one of quiet strength, not desperation. This is where self-respect comes into play. Seneca reminds us, associate with those who will make a better man of you. Welcome those whom you yourself can improve. The people who assume you won't notice their absence are not adding value to your life. True friends, real connections, and meaningful relationships are built on mutual respect, not on silent disappearances and assumptions. Instead of wasting energy wondering why someone thought you wouldn't care, shift your focus to those who stay. Let their absence serve as a reminder of your own worth. A Stoic does not chase after those who leave, they appreciate those who remain. If someone underestimates your awareness, let them go. Their mistake is thinking that your silence is weakness, when in reality, it is the greatest display of your strength. 5. They are too afraid to face you. Sometimes, people ignore you not because they don't care, but because they are afraid of confrontation. They know that disappearing without explanation is cowardly, but they lack the emotional strength to deal with uncomfortable conversations. Instead of admitting their feelings, taking responsibility for their actions, or even offering a simple goodbye, they choose silence as an escape. This is often a reflection of their own internal struggles. Perhaps they feel guilty, ashamed, or even regretful, but rather than facing those emotions head-on, they run from them. Stoicism teaches us that avoidance is never the answer. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, "It is not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live." In the same way, it is not the end of a relationship that is most harmful, it is the refusal to address it with honesty and integrity. When people ignore you out of fear, they reveal their own weakness. A strong person does not run from difficult conversations. They do not ghost others because they are afraid of conflict. Instead, they communicate openly and with respect. If someone chooses to avoid you rather than offer you closure, let that be a sign of their character. Their actions are not a reflection of your worth, but of their inability to handle relationships with maturity. At the same time, the universe may be protecting you from unnecessary drama. If someone is unwilling to communicate, imagine how they would have behaved in more serious situations. If they cannot face you now, they would likely fail you later in more significant ways. Instead of chasing answers from those who refuse to give them, embrace their silence as an answer in itself. It tells you everything you need to know about their level of integrity. The Stoic approach is to accept reality as it is. People will disappoint you. Some will leave without explanation. Others will hide behind silence instead of speaking their truth. But none of this should shake your peace. Epictetus said, "Small-minded people blame others. Average people blame themselves. Wise people understand that no one is to blame." If someone disappears, do not waste time searching for fault. Accept it, learn from it, and move forward with grace. People will come and go. Some will ignore you because their needs have changed. Others will be dealing with their own struggles. Some were never truly your friends, while others assume you won't notice or care. And then there are those who are simply too afraid to face you. But no matter the reason, the lesson remains the same. Do not attach your peace of mind to the actions of others. A true Stoic does not beg for attention, chase after those who leave, or demand explanations from those who refuse to give them. Instead, they accept life as it unfolds, knowing that every loss clears the path for something greater. If someone's absence disturbs your peace, it is not their actions that are the problem, it is your attachment to them. Let go, trust in the process, and focus on what you can control. Your own growth, your own mindset, and your own inner peace. If you found value in this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Beyond Vision Mindset. Your support helps us continue sharing wisdom that empowers and strengthens. Stay strong, stay mindful, and as always, keep moving forward with clarity and purpose.